Hi there, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I will talk about the Hare Krishna movement. I haven't done any research. Of course, I'm Hare Krishna. If you notice, I have three chains here, three wraps of bead chain. It's called Tulsi beads. And that indicates I am part of the Hare Krishna movement. I'm very proud to be part of the Hare Krishna movement and also to contribute to the Hare Krishna movement as much as I can. Okay. Um, And to contribute to any religious process that you are in, it basically means to be a better human being. So I find myself, when I'm talking about these things, always refer to simple living, high thinking, in order to be peaceful and happy, as opposed to, high living and low thinking, which cause misery and suffering. So when I'm talking about the Hare Krishna movement now, I have to relate to these two things. All right. So yes, the Hare Krishna movement. It was. You can take it from different perspectives, but the Hare Krishna movement is a religion. It's the oldest religion. You can say also it's a sub religion because it falls under Hinduism. Hinduism generally means to give reverence to deities that is connected to the ancient scriptures of India, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas. Well, these are strange words, but they're connected to the scriptures of India. And the Hare Krishna movement is a sub religion that is under Hinduism. So there's a Sai Baba organization, that's another sub religion under Hinduism. There's the Brahma Kumaris, a sub religion too, as well. You can say under Hinduism. That might be a little incorrect there, but generally it comes under, yes, with the meditation things and so on. There's, yeah, Sai Baba, Hare Krishna, the Raja Yoga, right? The Brahma Kumaris, yeah, that is Raja Yoga, right? They're the Kali, the followers of Kali. There's so many, there's so many branches under Hinduism, and they all follow the scriptures of India. Okay, so Hare Krishna is one of them, and Hare Krishna follows the Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita is a very beautiful book. The Bhagavad Gita, it focuses on really really practical things. It doesn't say that okay, you're this religion, therefore you are this religion, therefore you should hate another religion, or um, you should fight against another religion. No, Bhagavad Gita focuses on the individual. That all of the challenges that you have begin within yourself, and we all know change begins from within. And you also know charity begins at home. So that's the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita, that people all across the world can pick it up and say, you know what? It speaks about me. Yes, I realize that for me to make a change in this world, it begins with myself, right? So the Bhagavad Gita is the primary book that is followed by the Hare Krishna movement. And there are also other books. The next book that is very important is called the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is part of the spectrum of the Puranas. That's one of the Puranas or history, and it's called the Srimad Bhagavat Puran, or the Spotless Puran. So that's a second book. Let me see. Is there? Yeah, the third book is connected with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom the basic practice in Hare Krishna is based on. So the basic practice is chanting Hare Krishna, right? Everybody knows this, right? Simple. Chanting Hare Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to do a lot with the Bhagavat Puran, the third book. So there's the Bhagavad Gita, talking about the human body. You can say it's a manual of life. Then you have the second book. It's called, actually, there's an error there. Uh, the third one, I made a mistake. It's called the Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? It's based on the person who propagated the basic practice of the Hare Krishna movement. So let me go through three books. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita, then you have the Bhagavad Puran, a lot of stories that talks about our situation in this world and a devotional life. It's like an expanded form of the Bhagavad Gita, a lot of stories to guide us. And the third one is based on devotional life itself, right? Devotional life itself, based on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom is the incarnation of Krishna, Krishna as a devotee. So very beautiful. Step one, step two, step three. Step one is you got to know the basic stuff, Bhagavad Gita. Step two, elaboration. Make sure you can connect who you are with meaningful lifestyle or the world around us through stories. That's the Bhagavad Puran. And now you're ready for spiritual life. You understand the world, now you're ready for spiritual life. Then there's the Chaitanya Charitamrita, all about devotional life, following in connection with Lord Chaitanya. So very beautiful, very beautiful. And most persons just stick to the Bhagavad Gita. You know, I just like personally, I stick to the Bhagavad Gita, and also some stories to guide me from the Bhagavad Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Okay, so yeah, the Hare Krishna movement, as I initially stated, it's very beautiful. It was always in India for quite a period of time. And let me just try. I hope I'm trying my best to get the dates correct. I haven't done any research, but I know I have to make this video. So it was in September of 1965, if I can recall correctly, that Swami Prabhupada he left for India. His spiritual master, yes. So when he was, I think it was 1922, he met his spiritual master, and his spiritual master instructed him that now that you are young, you should learn about the science of loving God and propagate it. So he tried his best after getting that instruction over the years to learn about Bhagavad Gita and to publish the teachings of devotional service, which is the devotional service is the process, right, in the Hare Krishna movement, to be in loving devotion to Krishna. So he tried his best to publish books and give presentations based on devotional service. And of course, he used the Bhagavad Gita, he used the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he used the Chaitanya Charitamrita in order to deliver the message of devotional service to Krishna. Yes. So he tried and tried and tried, and the Indian population was like a struggling population. They were just trying to get some money, and it was almost futile. And then he decided, you know what, I'm gonna have to leave this country. So in September of 1965, he left, right? He left and he went to America, and but the Americans at that time, they were actually very receptive to the teachings of devotional service, or the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, and the path of devotional service. And of course, the practice is chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, so there is a devotional service, which is the process of devotional service, when enable us to love Krishna more. And how do you get that? What is the practice? The practice is chanting Hare Krishna, and the Muhammad and the chanting, it goes like this: Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So people can appreciate that. They don't have to study any book. When you start to play that drum and you start to dance nicely to the music, you feel so ecstatic, you feel so relaxed, right? So yes, this Swami Prabhupada would have struggled in the first years or the first 2 years, but afterward it started to catch on. So then it's where it branched off from America, different states in America, to all across the world and back to India, right? So That's how the Hare Krishna movement was spread through Swami Prabhupada. It started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and it spread all across the world by Swami Prabhupada. And there were some pioneers in India in the older days, like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he would have get things going. Great personality in the path of devotional service to Krishna. So yeah, so that is how the Hare Krishna. That is what it's based on. The books that it's based on, the the aim, and the means. So it's based on the books, the three books. The aim is to be in devotional service to Lord Krishna, and the means is to chant the Hare Krishna. Yes. There's also some processes like deity worship. You're offering a little picture to Lord Krishna's a little some flowers to Lord Krishna, some food to Lord Krishna to accept in the form of a murti or a picture. There's another form, another way is of worshiping Krishna is let me see, doing fire yajna to Lord Krishna. You see, the fire becomes Krishna's mouth, and you're offering different items, grains into the fire to please Lord Krishna. So, but the one that's recommended is to chant Hare Krishna. That is the recommended stage. So the Hare Krishna movement was like that, and things eventually came to Guyana, and I would have met the devotees through the temple, and it was I really enjoyed it a lot. But let me tell you something. I hope that you can guess where I'm going at now. Before something can actually be sustainable, right? For it to be really gratifying, all right, or to have the foundations for progress, it must be based um, on survival principles. Yes. So that's where the Hare Krishna movement was stuck at this point in time. We are stuck, as generally speaking, this is my perspective, right? We are stuck at a situation where we want to do things for Lord Krishna to propagate the movement, but we have we there's some ignorance or you can say the principles of um, of the lifestyle is ignored. That's the problem that we have right now in the Hare Krishna movement. And I can see all the other religion too. It's the same thing that we are struggling with. We want to make progress towards God. We want to chant. We want to read the Quran, the Bible, and everything. But the lifestyle, it's too caught up in high living and low thinking, rather than simple living and high thinking. That's a problem also with the Hare Krishna movement. So we have to work together as a people to upgrade, to set the foundation to support our religion. Okay. So yes, so my whole realization is exactly that, and but uh, when there is money, right? When there is money, people can only think about this kind of a throwback lifestyle, right? So many individuals within the movement, the leadership situation generally. Uh, I'm going to talk general right now. I will not be talking only Hare Krishna perspective or regarding Hare Krishna, but generally speaking, the religion has become weakened because the leadership, right? The leadership is too what's the word I mentioned it just now? It's too not lazy, right? But too pampered. The leaders are too pampered. They're too um, uh, caught up with this kind of living, the throwback lifestyle, and so instead of that, now we're leadership is supposed to show the members how to live simple and think high, how to engage, how to have families that are engaged in very good gardening, right? So by living simple, you have ample time to render service to God. On the other hand, if we find ourselves living high and thinking low, we are so busy and we're so caught up, like what I described in my previous YouTube video. We're so caught up with different wraps of material desires. So many things we are wrapped up with, um, things that are not really and truly beneficial to us and our loved ones. We are wrapped up with those things. Cars, the color of the car, flair, fancy cell phone. Things becomes fancy, right? So this is interesting. Things that um, their needs, right, and then their wants. You will appreciate this point to to tell us why how things become burdensome, right? How things become burdensome that in whatever religion. This is talking from not necessarily Hare Krishna. How things become burdensome, right? So there was once a time where when people need a donkey to transport something, you need a donkey. You put your load on the donkey, right? But people didn't realize that, you know what, why, what is what is going to happen in the future of transportation. They didn't realize that, okay, we still have to learn to live simple. Health facilities, educational facilities, all should be within a certain area, okay? So that we can live simple and we can have more time to do advanced things like spirituality and technology and stuff within that area. Of course, transportation is still needed, right? So, but when it comes to like cars and so on, this unnecessary burden, right? Uh, the donkeys, of course, as time went by, their cars and everything and lorries and trucks came into our usage, and but we as so in other words, 1 2 persons would have wanted a car, right? But that one became, as the years went by, became a need to have a car. So persons used to still have their donkeys, let's say, and donkeys were efficient. If you travel from there to there, you have a load to carry. The donkeys are willing to help you. They're not by the roadside idling. You engage the donkeys, and the donkeys are happy to have some human interaction. This is life. This is valuing life. Yes. So, uh, so the want of a car became the need for a car, right? So the need for after that the need for a car, people want now to the fanciness of the car, like flares and color and design and everything, right? So there were a few people who started off, or you can say, yeah, had a start off with the fanciness, and then that that people would have wanted to have those things, right? The fanciness, the fancy cars, and that one now becomes a need. So we can find here all of our wants are slowly becoming needs. So instead of buying a car that fits your budget, or in the first place, to live simple without any need for cars, well, that doesn't even come within our range of understanding how it is possible that it can happen that we don't need any cars in the first place. But if we do have a car, we cannot, it's very hard for us to keep the car simple so that we can focus on simple living, high thinking. Yes, so the whole idea is that we want to live simple. We want to have time for ourselves, our family. We want to have good health through fruits, through the planting of fruits, vegetables, and herbs, and collecting fresh rainwater. Okay, so that is the whole idea, right? And of course, we still need vehicles to transport different things, but it should not be burdensome with all of these cars and everything. There must be time for simple living and high thinking. So the world is struggling with this at the moment. Religious leaders, religion generally finds itself asking God. I mentioned in a previous video specifically on religion. We find ourselves asking God to be peaceful and happy in His service. All right, we want to serve him and to call upon his name, and but we do not want the kind of lifestyle that will enable us to do that. All right, we people just want a throwback lifestyle. You know, they're getting some donations. Like the places of worship, they get the donations, and the leaders there are very pampered. That's yeah, they are very pampered, and they do not focus now on guiding the members or guiding their own families towards the actual path for peace and happiness. So, what happened? The Hare Krishna movement, of course, I'm not talking specifically about the Hare Krishna movement. The Hare Krishna movement went through a lot of challenges over the years, a lot of challenges, because persons who want to claim responsibility uh, actually end up causing a lot of problems. All right, and it happens to religion generally. But from my experience, um, the Hare Krishna movement is not a religion where it's casual, right? It's more of a surrendered religion. When you have when where they want to, they're hoping to have young people in the system, right? And you surrender your life in a certain way. But what happens there? It creates a certain situation. Yes, it creates a certain situation where the youngsters are attracted to take up different roles and different practices as a vow, right? But since there is no system to show simple living and high thinking, the young people will end up struggling, and eventually they will they will step back from the Hare Krishna movement a little distance from the actual wanting of the leadership. Okay, so that is what is going on right now, and this doesn't happen to other in other religions because other religions are more casual. You know, you can just go and pray a little to God, and there is no real deep practice like chanting Hare Krishna out through the streets. You know, wearing simple clothes. There's no heavy emphasis. So that's why the Hare Krishna movement is very recognized. Of course, we don't eat animals, innocent animals that want to live just like we do, animals who want to have a family just like we do. So that's amazing about the Hare Krishna movement. But these things come with support. They must have support um, before, especially young people, the new people, the young couples, the young married couples, they can have a easy, not easy, but a reasonable foundation for their the Hare Krishna spiritual life. So it's important. I know that there might be some Hare Krishna looking at this video right now because it's going to be tagged as Hare Krishna, you know, the Hare Krishna movement and its struggles. I think I will use that title, and some of them will be tuning in to see, you know, what is going to happen, what is going on in the video. And that's the thing. I'm going to take the opportunity to encourage all leaders within the Hare Krishna movement to be more responsible. If you're going to invite people or hoping or allowing people to become so surrendered in the movement, then you must provide a foundation of what exactly simple living and high thinking is. The importance of an exemplifying growing proper food. This is called the mode of goodness, right? So with more interest for progress, the Hare Krishna movement is a very, very progressive religion when it comes to peace and happiness. But in the quest for peace and happiness, you must have foundation, right? You just don't talk about it, and because there's a lot of ecstasy and uh, and feelings for Krishna, that we ignore the foundation. You know, so I just like to, if there's leadership looking at this video right now, set your foundations right. Yes, set your foundations right. Observe what is happening to the young devotees at the moment, the young married couples also. Observe what is happening to them and try to understand that, you know, the importance of exemplifying through your own self the mode of goodness. So that in the future, if young people want to surrender their life to Hare Krishna movement, they can do so easily because food is a very, very important thing. And being vegetarians, it places a lot of pressure on the vegetarian community, the devotees. Okay, so that is one of the main struggles of Hare Krishna, and that is creating the situation of simple living, high thinking, especially through the food that you eat. Okay, so many leadership are throwing back right now, and this is generally, again, I'm not going to talk specifically. Many leadership, spiritual leadership, are throwing back on their fancy soft sofas, getting good donations, buying some groceries there, right? While their members are struggling like anything else, wondering, is it true that that living or survival can be simple? They're wondering, and the leadership are throwing back. So the leadership cannot actually show that life is actually simple to live, and your spirituality, especially to the caliber like Hare Krishna, can be maintained. Okay. So yeah, that's about the Hare Krishna movement. It's really, really awesome. It's really, really wonderful, and I am so happy. When I start to dance, I can dance for 2 3 hours. It's so blissful, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, dancing, and all of the festivities, all of the colors. It's really, really amazing, and you actually get the opportunity to demonstrate to other religion how beautiful and happy a religion can be. It's a wonderful opportunity to share with others uh, the products of joy within religion, right? And sacrifice too. So I would like, and also also would have talked about towards the end about the struggle of the Hare Krishna movement, and which is something very, very sensitive, and also something that we all should work together to fulfill, no matter what religion you're in. We must try to have foundation in religion before we, and at the same time, to and at the same time to build our spirituality. And the foundation is simple lifestyle, simplify our living situation, right? The complex situations are going to be very inconducive to peace and happiness. So when you simplify it, you can do whatever you want to do in terms of education, in terms of technology, and so many other things, right? And at the same time, you have a loving family, and you have so easy access to your nutrition and to your medicine that is in your garden. The simplest thing. So I'd like to close off by saying that in this age, the simplest thing is very, very hard to understand. And unless there's young people could come together to set the foundations right for society, then things will not change. So I think I just have a few, less than a minute maybe. I just would like to say that yes, that when it comes to my videos that I'm presenting, I try to be practical, and I would have taken the opportunity to call out, to encourage young people to to see religion in a more progressive way, and to assist each other in in setting the foundation right before we can make any kind of progress. So I'm continuing to be a nice Hare Krishna devotee as much as I can, right? And in that way, um, yes, as I mentioned, many devotees, many young couples have spaced out from the temple because temple have become confused. The leadership has become confused, but we are trying our best as young devotees to get it right, right? To reintroduce or to show the foundations from an exemplary perspective. It's very difficult, and I throw it out to all young people: set the foundation right, and let your religion be very prosperous and be very happy. So like what we all say in the Hare Krishna movement, uh, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. All the best for a very bright day.